Hello everybody and welcome back to Balake Farms. So we are now in the big grass field, ready to do some more baling. So we've got this field and the field in front of the horses to get baled this episode. And then we'll move on, and I think there'll be some more weeds to spray and some more fertilising to do. So he is at the moment stopped. All of the workers I think are now finished. It is just me, because we can't put baling on a worker unfortunately. So we are just going to power through and do a lot of baling in quick succession. It shouldn't take too long. Then we'll get them all wrapped with the telehandler, and then we can get them loaded up onto the auto stacker, and then we can take them up to the farm, get them all stacked nicely, and then that should be enough for silage to last us quite a while. So we've got all this done. There's still the one field that needs weeding, which I'm hoping the worker can recognise it as a field this game. Well, today shall I say. It's a bit of an awkward field. Sometimes he recognises it, sometimes he doesn't. So yeah, it's a bit annoying, but if not, I'll jump on it and get it done at some point. But first of all, I want to get as many bales as I can baled up, and then we can then wrap them all, get them all stacked in the yard. So bear with me on this time lapse, and I'll see you at the other end. So that's the big field all baled. So we're going to go and get them all wrapped, but first we need to get some more bale wrap from the store. And then I'm going to leave the last field and pick it up with the forage wagon. Pick it up with the wagon that picks up. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to probably put some goats in that grass field, because I fancy to get some goat milk on there, get going sort of thing. So that's the plan. I don't know how much it's going to cost, and I don't think we'll have enough, but we'll give it a go and see how we get on. But yeah, I'm thinking goats. Let's put some goats in that big field. Then we'll have horses, cows, and goats. But yeah, first of all, I need to go to the store and pick up some more bale wrap, because we seem to be out. So it doesn't do many bales, for it runs out the old wrapper. So we'll have to we'll buy a pallet full, and then hopefully it should be enough. 40 rolls, it should be plenty. What colour do we go for? Let's do these are the ones in black, and then we know the difference between the fields. Right, I'm going to run down in the Unimog, and I'll go get that picked up. so that's all the bales wrapped. So we'll get this refilled, and then we'll take it to the yard and get it dropped off in the yard. We'll then bring the new Lamborghini in here, and we'll get them all stacked on the auto stacker, ready to make a nice pile in the yard. So I'll just quickly run this back to the yard. We ain't got too many vehicles over here, and then I think it's going to be quite a few trips with the auto stacker. Well, I think it might be 2, maybe 3, but then we can find out how many bales we've got. And so that field there I'm going to pick up with the forage wagon, and then we're going to possibly build some goat enclosures, but I'd like to make it quite a big meadow, so I don't think we're going to have enough money, but we'll wait and see. We'll have a look once we've got the field cleared of all the bales. So we'll get this dropped off, and then we'll have a go at collecting bales, and then we're going to stack them probably in that bit of grass there, or just up here so that they're close when we want to make silage, and when we want to make total mixed rations for our cows. So now we need to find, I think it might just go in this shed, so I might just put the whole telehandler in here for now. There we go. But yeah, what an amazing little wrapper that is. Very useful little thing, and it's nice that it goes on the telehandler and we're not dragging around another machine on the tractor. Right, into the Lambo. She's already got 12 on it. Let's go fill it up. We should be able to see the difference between the green bales and the black bales, and that will show us how many bales we've got in total. So, I mean, to be fair, if we've wrapped 12 here and run out of wrapping, and we've used about 4, I would imagine we'll fill this, we'll fill it again, and then we'll get a half load. That's my guess. So, in the region of about 50 bales, I say. But let's get them stacked up, and we'll have an adult later. So we actually got just shy of another trailer. So we've got 47 bales in total. So not a bad haul at all, really. So that should keep the cows going for quite some time. So we're going to get this parked up now, and then we'll have a look into this goat enclosure. Now, if we haven't got the money today, we are going to move on into next month anyway, because we're done with April now, I believe. Just got to check on the horses, make sure I've rode them this month, because we don't want to miss riding the horses, keep their fitnesses up. And then we can move, we can have a look into going to May, and then from there we'll be able to see if we can sell some produce and make some more money back. So let's get this auto stacker parked out here. We could also collect the grass, to be fair, from the other field, but just want to see, first of all, how much these goats are going to cost us. So let's jump into the build menu. Goats. So it comes under sheep enclosure. So we have a 26 or a 68. Now, we could build this one here, and then make the fence bigger and it'd hold more, or we could go for the big one. But if we go for the big one, we've got no spare change. So just having a look for all the enclosures. That one, oh, that one holds 400. So that one is a fairly, that's a fairly big enclosure as it is. So yeah, that doesn't seem too bad, that one. And then we've got some really big ones and then some small ones. We could have a barn. It's not as nice though, I don't think. Big barn. Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll move on into May. We'll get this taken back to the yard. And we'll move on into May. And then from May we can see what produce we've got to sell. And then we might be able to afford, I think the big outdoor wooden one, what comes standard with the game, might be a nice enclosure. And then if we've got plenty of money, we could make the actual pen outside a lot bigger. And then we should even get even more goats in there. But obviously if we bought that now, we could probably afford the enclosure, but we'd have to keep the fence in the same. And then we couldn't afford to put goats in. So probably well worth moving into May now. Getting some produce sold, so we'll have some more cider to sell. We'll have some bits off the glass house to sell. We will have some jam to sell as well. Yeah, let's move on. I'll see you in May and we'll see what we can sell to fund our goats. That's a nice £61,000 to add to the kitty. So we've got a bit more fruit to go pick up. So I'm going to go get some more fruit. And hopefully with all the fruit, we should be able to afford our goats. So it'd be nice to get some goats on the farm before the end of this episode. So I'll quickly nip back over there. I'll load up. And then I'll come and sell it all again. And we'll see how much we get. Right, so we've got 10,000 litres of lemons, 9,000 litres of peaches, and 7,000 litres of oranges. Let's find out what she's worth. So it's looking like another about £60,000 there. So we now have £226,000. So we're going to bomb it back over to the field, and we should be able to buy at least some goats, and then we might run down do a bit of a side around and just top the bank account up, because it'll all depend on how many goats we can get. We'll also have to go get the forage wagon and pick up all of the grass out of the little field and give it to our new little friends on the farm. So let's just nip back up here. We're quite close to the field, and then let's get building. Right, so we're back into the building mode. So I think this enclosure here is the one we want. So I am gonna put it, I think, down. It sits better up this side of the field just because of the levels in here. So we'll probably put it there. And then we do want to customise. So we've got 120. Well, we've got £129,000 to play with. £1,000 even to play with to build this enclosure. So let's build them a nice wide enclosure. We'll only take half the field up because we do want to carry on making as many bales as possible. So let's get it as big as we can. There we go, and we want to plant a meadow. So there we have it, a nice big enclosure for our new little furry friends. So we've got £94,000, and that should buy us a fair few goats, so we can have 174 in this enclosure. So if we go down to goats, we don't want bucks, we want females, and it would be £75,000 to fill that barn. I think we're going to do it, because we've still got our cider to sell. So there we are. We now have our new friends on the farm. And here they are. Beautiful little things. Let's get these fed up quickly. We'll go get the forage wagon on the... Yeah, we'll take the Lamborghini because it's just there. We'll go collect the grass up, and then we can feed them. And then hopefully they start producing some goat's milk. So we'll just check on our other animals as well while I'm thinking about it. So chickens got food. We sold their eggs. Goats haven't got food. So our Highland cows, they've still got food and they're doing quite well. 10 months old now. And they have still got some total mixed rations and some hay. So they are doing really well. Milk's going up. Productivity's at 100%. And we've got some more manure and some more slurry. So perfect. So all the animals on the farm, once we get the goats fed, are doing well. Right, let's run across there, get some grass, and then we can give them a bit of feed. That trailer is not tipping very well, so I can't get it to find the trigger, so I just dumped some on the floor. I'm going to take the bucket over and hopefully it can shovel a load into their enclosure, but we'll soon see. Hopefully this works. If not, I'll have to go back to the drawing board and find another way. Thought it was going to be easy. Turns out it's been a bit of a pain, but we will get there. Just run telehandler down there and hopefully we can scoop some in. Right, so we did get the goats fed in the end. I had to tip all of the grass out of the forage wagon and bale it. I thought you could just tip it directly, but turns out they'll only eat bales. don't know why it did it like that, so there we go. They are now fully fed with 5 bales spare, so I'll leave the Lambo there for a bit, and I'm going to take the pink mog down to the cider area and we'll get some cider sold. Let's top this bank account back up because it's the lowest it's looked in a while. Right, so I went down to the area and I can't load up without telehandler, so I just remembered I needed to spray this field off because I would imagine a harvest is very soon. So thought I'd do a quick bit of spraying in this field and maybe another one. So yeah, let's get some spraying weeds off done because we don't want to forget about them because it will really impact the yield. And this is this field been, actually I think this is the field that's been done. I think it's the next field along that I should be doing. Let's just have a look. Yeah, it's field 13 I was meant to be in. Right, we'll run across to 13 and we'll get that one sprayed. It's deceiving because down the track, if you look, it's still got weeds. It seems to not spray off the weeds down the tram line, so don't know why. But yeah, let's go to field 13 and I'll get that sprayed off, and then all the fields we drilled last month will need spraying off as well. So let's get cracking. Right, that is field 13 sprayed. So I think we're going to call it there today, guys. We've had quite an eventful day. We've got the goats now up and running. We've got hopefully some goat's milk coming. We've got all the baling done. We've got the wrapping done. So that is all ready to make our total mixed rations when it ferments. And we've started the spraying process. So I'll head it over to the next field ready for next time. So if you've enjoyed the episode, please give it a thumbs up. Any suggestions, please leave them below. And if you hit the subscribe button and ring the bell, you'll get a notification of all our videos to come. I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.